Hello and welcome, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me for today's Explainer. We are tackling a very specific and honestly incredibly important topic, exactly how to escalate a banking complaint with Karur Vysya Bank step by step. Now, let's be real. Dealing with bank issues can be incredibly frustrating, right? That's exactly why we've designed this Explainer to be highly accessible. We're using clear, high-contrast visual guidelines, and I'm going to be speaking very clearly, spelling out all the crucial info so everyone can easily follow along. So, let's get right into it.
Because, well, we've all been there. You're standing at an ATM, the machine makes that terrible clicking noise, literally no cash comes out, but your phone immediately buzzes with a text saying the money was deducted. It's the worst feeling, and a failed transaction like that can instantly send your heart rate skyrocketing. But hey, don't panic. Okay, let's dive into this. We actually have a highly structured roadmap that will take you from that initial moment of panic all the way through the legal process if necessary.
Here is our 4-step roadmap. Level 1 is customer support. Level 2 is internal escalation. Level 3 is regulatory authority. And Level 4 is legal action. The Reserve Bank of India actually requires you to follow this exact order, so you can't skip a step or your claim gets rejected.
But listen, before we even take that first step, I need to issue an urgent warning. There is a rampant reward points and KYC verification scam circulating right now, and it's catching a lot of people off guard. Scammers are actually buying fake ads on Google and social media, posing as Karur Vysya Bank customer care. Let me be perfectly clear. KVB staff will never ask for your Delight app password, your internet banking login, your ATM PIN, your CVV, or your OTP. And there is absolutely no way they will ever ask you to download screen sharing apps like AnyDesk or RustDesk to process a refund. If someone asks for this stuff, hang up immediately. It's a scam.
Okay, Level 1, customer support.
This initial phase is your mandatory starting point. Whether it's a failed ATM withdrawal, an unauthorized charge, or maybe a branch issue, this is where your journey to getting your money back actually begins. Now, the absolutely crucial part is that this step isn't just about venting to someone. It's about creating a verifiable legal paper trail. When you contact them, you must get your service request number. That number is the legal record of your complaint. And please keep this in mind. Check the ComplaintHub Portal URL for detailed descriptions of the email address, phone number, and office address. Everything is mapped out for you there.
To make sure we're totally accessible here, I'm going to slowly read out the exact contact details for Level 1. For general phone assistance, you're going to dial 1-860-258-1916. But if it's fraud, dial the toll-free line immediately at 1-800-572-1916. You can also email the Central Help Desk directly at customersupport@kvmail.com. Their physical central office is located at number 20 E Road Road, Karur, 639002.
So, once you've filed that Level 1 complaint and you have your service request number safely written down, the clock starts ticking. Karur Vysya Bank has exactly 7 working days to resolve this initial standard complaint. You actually have to give them this full week to investigate before you are legally allowed to move up the ladder.
Moving on to Level 2, Internal Escalation.
If those 7 days come and go and your refund is still stalled, or maybe you just get a generic copy-paste response that doesn't fix the problem, you bring your issue to the Divisional Nodal Officer. We call them the DNO. Escalating to your divisional officer basically signals to the bank that you know your rights and you're not backing down. When you contact them, you absolutely must include your Level 1 service request number, otherwise they're just going to send you right back to square one. And again, to make sure you reach the right place, check the ComplaintHub Portal URL for detailed descriptions of the email address, phone number, and office address for your specific state's officer.
Let's look at an example of how to format that outreach. Every single region has a different officer. For instance, if you're in Chennai, you'd email doo.chennai@kvbmail.com. If you're in Delhi, it would be delhi.do@kvbmail.com. Just make sure your email structure is super clear, and definitely do not forget to include your registered mobile number and your account number right there in the body of the message. Now, at Level 2, the timeline shifts just a bit. Under RBI regulations, the internal grievance officers at this escalated level have 7 to 10 working days to acknowledge your dispute and provide what's legally called a reasoned resolution. That means they can't just say no. They have to explain exactly why based on actual banking policy.
Next up, Level 3, Regulatory Authority. And this brilliantly illustrates the escalation path. If Level 2 completely fails, we finally step outside the bank's standard customer service entirely. Think of the Principal Nodal Officer, or PNO, as your absolute last stop inside the bank, kind of like a pre-ombudsman check. If the PNO rejects your claim, you then go to the federal regulator, the RBI Ombudsman. As always, you'll want to check the ComplaintHub Portal URL for detailed descriptions of the email address, phone number, and office address for this exact regulatory step.
So first, you try emailing the P&O at lay@kvlmail.com. If that fails, you escalate straight to the Reserve Bank of India. You can call the centralized RBI helpline at 14440. You can also email their processing center at crpc@rbi.org.in. Honestly, though, the most effective method is submitting it digitally through their portal at cms.rbi.org.in.
Timing is absolutely everything here. You have to wait a full 30 days from your very first Level 1 complaint before you're even eligible to go to the RBI. But, and this is a massive but, pay attention to this critical update. The RBI is rolling out a new framework starting July 1, 2026. This new rule strictly limits your filing window to just 90 days after the bank rejects you. Do not let that deadline slip by.
Finally, Level 4, legal action.
This is the absolute final resort. It's reserved for situations where you've suffered significant financial losses due to banking negligence and the Ombudsman's administrative mediation simply couldn't make you whole. Financial service deficiencies are heavily regulated, and taking action is your legal right under the Consumer Protection Act of 2019. Now, because KVB is a private commercial bank, we bypass certain government portals and rely strictly on consumer courts here. Once again, please check the ComplaintHub Portal URL for detailed descriptions of the email address, phone number, and office address to make sure your paperwork goes to the exact right legal desk.
Your pre-litigation administrative step here is the National Consumer Helpline. You can reach them by simply dialing 1915. For the formal court complaints, everything is thankfully integrated digitally now. You'll submit your case to the Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission using the eGeography portal, which is spelled e-jagriti.gov.in.
It's really important to understand the difference between Level 3 and Level 4. The RBI Ombudsman at Level 3 is essentially administrative mediation. They're looking at banking rules to mediate a fix. The Consumer Commission, via the eGeography portal at Level 4, however, is formal court arbitration. That is a real legal proceeding designed to award damages for financial negligence.
And for this final, heavy-hitting legal step, you have a very strict statute of limitations. You have exactly 2 years from the date the initial banking service failure occurred to file this formal consumer case.
Well, we have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, all the way from customer support to the consumer courts. So I want to leave you with a thought. Is KVB refusing to reverse your transaction right now? Are you struggling to get a straight, fair answer? Seriously, don't fight it alone. Join the ComplaintHub community. You can share your story, get some amazing peer support, and even find template letters. Just remember, for your own safety, never, ever reveal your passwords or full account numbers online. Knowledge is power, and understanding this exact roadmap empowers you to demand the service and the refunds you rightfully deserve. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you next time.